Valley in Derbyshire, along with well over 50,000 other people, for an action-packed day, actually, of celebrations to mark the 50th anniversary of the famous Dambusters raid. And all that action will be brought to you later in the programme.
One main event today, that event to celebrate and to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Dambusters raid. Now, literally thousands turned out to watch. They jammed the roads for miles around, but our man, Alan Hardwick, managed to get through.
A warm welcome to the Derwent Valley in Derbyshire, where despite an overcast and sometimes damp day, thousands of people have joined us to commemorate the 50th anniversary of that famous Dambusters raid. You may wonder why this place is so significant. The answer is that it's here that the men of 617 Squadron practiced their low-level bombing. And today, as well as commemorating that fact, the people here have enjoyed a wonderful series of air displays.
It always promised to be a spectacle, but no one, I think, was quite prepared for the sheer scale of it all. A peaceful valley transformed for the day by a flood of people from home and abroad, all come to pay homage to the Dambusters. Organisers were hoping for a drop by the Falcon parachute team, but sadly, the wind speed just wouldn't allow it. That had to be cancelled. Instead, though, with a tremendous roar, there was a fly past by the Hercules, the parachute team just lamely waving from on high. They've come from all over the world for the commemoration, young or old. There's certainly plenty here today for everyone. Whether it's a glider or a high-powered jet being shown off by the RAF. And for some, well, an inflatable plane is good enough. Up above, it's all been happening too, circling to the delight of the crowds, a single-seater Takana, used for training by the RAF, a popular successor, it seems, to the Chipmunk. One of the most popular displays this afternoon, an air-sea rescue, acted out in the shadow of the dam on Derwent Water itself. And here's a familiar face, signed photographs of Richard Todd among the souvenirs being snapped up by the crowd. But no one here is forgetting the serious element to the whole spectacle, to remember the Dambusters.
But the highlight of the day for many people here has been undoubtedly the appearance of our last flying Lancaster bomber. 19 of these great aircraft took part in the raid. Only 2 are remaining that can fly. One is in Canada, the other one, of course, is here.
The only Lancasters still flying in this country thundered over the Derwent Valley late this afternoon, thrilling the huge crowds who gathered to commemorate the anniversary. Several crew members from the famous raid were there. The sound alone enough to bring the memories flooding back.
Just like yesterday, it really is. Just like yesterday. Listen to those motors. Unbelievable. It's amazing how things come straight back to you. You know what load you were carrying, 2154. Gallons and everything. Terrific aircraft.
How quickly did you know that you'd actually made a direct hit?
Well, almost immediately, because the rear gunner soon passed the information down the intercom.
You did have your mind on other things, though. You couldn't really turn around and have a look.
No, I was very concerned with a large piece of ground immediately facing the bomb aimers compartment, which was perilously close. And I was hoping the pilot had the resources to get over it, which we did, just scraping up the face of the wall, really, up the face of the hill.
Was there any fear involved in being involved in this raid?
Oh, I don't think any more than normal. We, say we're well trained for it, and there was an apprehension what's going to happen ahead. You never knew.
Did you get a chance to look at the dams that you'd hit? Tell me what that was like. What did you see?
Well, was it a lot of water there, wasn't
there? You're all so modest. What did you see apart from all the water?
A lot of pretty lights flying around the place, and we were a bit too low for them to catch us. I was very happy, and the crew I flew with was a Gen crew. I'm a lucky boy to be here.
All I can say is the Germans are bloody awful shots, that's what I would say.
A special guest today was actor Richard Todd, who played Guy Gibson in the famous Dambusters film.
It was a wonderful picture to make. I mean, we knew we were making a good film, and it was so well prepared and so well directed and scripted and musicked. Today, God, it was wonderful.
There's a tribute to it.
When you see that old Lancaster come over, as it did 4 times today, what a sight. Terrific.
Did it occur to you while you were making the film that you were in fact adding to a legend?
I suppose, no, probably we didn't realise, we knew we made a good film, but we didn't know perhaps that it was going to be a classic, and that even today people still want to look at it. I don't think we realised that at the time.
And today an estimate is 70,000 plus people here. So,
I should say at least.
Yeah, so
I came in by helicopter and the ground was covered with them.
So the legend endures and will endure, do you think, for many years to come?
Will what, sorry?
Will the legend, do you think, endure for many years to come?
I think it will. Despite the fact that there are certain elements of certain sorts of person today who are trying to denigrate it. But then that's the smart thing nowadays, is how people make a fast buck, isn't it? They're trying to say that it wasn't a success and didn't justify the loss of life and so on. Well, I'm afraid I don't go along with that.
Well, while this has been a day of celebration, it's also been a day to remember those who failed to return from the raid. And a special commemorative service was held early this afternoon.
50 years ago this week, air crews of the newly formed 617 Squadron RAF carried out the bold and successful raids on the Eder, Mörner and Zorpa dams in Nazi Germany. They had trained for their mission over the waters of the Derwent Valley reservoirs, using this Derwent Dam as a practice target. So today, we commemorate the formation of 617 Squadron RAF and the sacrifices made by its air crews and their comrades in the Second World War and since. We give thanks to God for their steadfast devotion to duty, even unto death, in defense of freedom. And we pray for the peace of the world and that the sacrifices of those of all nations whose lives were taken in war shall not have been in vain.
And that's just about it from the Derwent Valley on this day of celebrations and memories. Now back to the studio.